Hello, and welcome to the ECR Retail Loss Sell More and Lose Less podcast series. My name is Colin Peacock. I've worked in the retail and FMCG business for more than 40 years, working on the dark side of retail, on retail loss at every point in the supply chain. But we've been working at ECR with these wonderful people for over 10 years, looking around the problems of inventory record inaccuracy. And you'll hear a bit more about that as they go about sharing their work. But first of all, let's go and hear from them and start with Aris. Who are you?
Hi, thank you very much, Colin. I'm Aris Syntetos. Hi, everybody. I'm Professor of Decision Science at Cardiff University, and I specialize in inventory forecasting. I'm very much interested in modeling and solving large-scale operational problems, one of which is inventory record inaccuracy. Yeah.
Very good. Christoph.
Thank you.
Yeah, hello, I'm Christoph Glock. I'm based in Darmstadt. I'm with Technical University of Darmstadt in Germany. I'm heading the Institute of Production and Supply Chain Management, and I mainly work on inventory control and warehousing.
Thank you. And Yacine.
Hello, hi everyone. So I'm Yacine Rekik. I'm based in Lyon from EM Lyon Business School. I specialize in RFID-enabled retail operations and inventory record inaccuracy. My work focuses on understanding why inventory errors happen, how to measure them properly, and more importantly, how companies can reduce them to improve availability and customer service.
Thank you very much. Well, this particular topic, inventory record inaccuracy, is linked to two of my big passions, which is improving on shelf availability and reducing shelf out of stocks, and the other one being the problem of unknown loss and shrinkage. So this, for me, this whole topic is pivotal to the understanding of those two problems and pivotal to actually the resolution of those two problems. We have been working with this team for 10 years. This is our 10th year anniversary. It's been an amazing journey, and I would like now to ask Aris on behalf of the group, and perhaps others, Christoph and Yacine, do chip in. But yeah. Aris, what have you been doing for the last 10 years, and what difference would a retailer notice, if they were to read your, and what would they do with your work?
Yeah, I guess that's a really good question. Thanks a lot, Colin. As you mentioned, we have been working together for 10 years. I remember when Colin came over to Cardiff University, had initial discussions about the problem and its implications for grocery and apparel retailing and so on. So we have been doing quite a lot. First of all, through 4 major projects, we have partnered with literally dozens of retailers across the world, Europe, Australasia, North America, and so on. And we have managed to tackle quite a few of the sort of constituent aspects of the problem. First of all, what is IRI and how can we actually measure it? What are the implications of IRI for cost efficiencies and sales? How and when do we need to intervene in order to alleviate the problem? And what is the impact of all those interventions? So I think that collectively over the last 10 years, it was an amazing journey for all of us, all 3 of us. I'm sure Christoph and Yacine, they agree. And all this experience has given us hands-on insights into what causes inventory errors, why they matter, and very importantly, how can manage and reduce their impact.
And so just if you were a retailer that perhaps hadn't heard about some of your work, what would be some standout numbers that you could think about that would make them sit up and take notice?
Well, first of all, I think it is important, and possibly we'll talk about that later in the podcast. People sometimes they do not know that up to 70% of the inventory records are inaccurate. Sometimes it's difficult to convey this message, even to people in academia. When you say that 70% of the records are inaccurate, they say, so 70% of records are accurate. No, it's the other way around, are inaccurate. So I think we start with something really important then. The other, obviously, fascinating stuff, extremely interesting, is the implications of all that for sales. There are various implications for cost efficiencies, but for sales, and this is something we feel very proud about because we managed to model the whole thing ourselves. You can show conclusively that if you are to fix your inventory records, sales can go up by up to 11% I think these are powerful messages for retailers across the world to start taking this issue more seriously.
Yeah, and it often feels a bit, when you sort of say, well, how can you fix inventory record accuracy? Often, people might sort of say, well, you need to adopt and become a Six Sigma type retailer, go after every single root cause. But I think, Yacine, you've done some amazing work in terms of actually saying, well, look, actually we can start to predict wrong inventory records. So what are some of the headlines there? And then I'll come to Christoph about the maturity model.
Yeah, and the third number I wanted to introduce is more than 80% or more than 85%. So the data that we have or any company has about their stock movement, about the previous audit. So this is material to predict in a very accurate way discrepancies. So more than 85% of IRIs could be predicted. And this could help prioritize what's queue to audit, what to keep for later. So 85%. So this is the third number I would add also.
Yeah, I mean, and as you say, right now retailers do spend a lot of money, counting, and so if you can predict, I suppose there might be some operational benefits to be had from that. Not least, I suppose, being able to not do some counting, but count the ones that can't be predicted, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And Christoph, you've done some work in terms of understanding how retailers are organized against this. What have you come up with in terms of insights around that whole aspect of building capability?
Yeah. So what we saw in that study Aris referred to is that improving inventory record accuracy, it can improve sales by 4 to 11%. So we saw that retailers, they perform quite differently when it comes to managing inventory record inaccuracy. So we wanted to understand what the drivers of this different performance are. So we conducted a large interview study with 25 retail experts, and we came up with an IRI maturity model that shows which factors, which dimensions retailers need to look into to make sure that they perform well and keep their inventory records accurate. So that could be, for example, they need to measure IRI to see how big the problem is. They need to embed that into their organization, make sure that everybody's informed about it, make sure that the information is shared, that they collaborate across departments. And well, there's some other dimensions are included there as well. So yeah.
Yeah, as you say, it would seem obvious with a 4 to 11% increase in sales that you would prioritize this. Every retailer would prioritize it, yet that's not the case. Well, great news. All this research is available to download free through ECR. We're a charity based out of Brussels, and our mission is to make this knowledge available for free. As Sir Terry Leahy once said, in the hands of consultants, it'd be worth billions, but through ECR, it's free. So thank you for all the great work. Now, even better news is I think you've been able to put this 10 years worth of knowledge into a training program that we're going to be running the second year down in Cardiff. Tell me a bit more about the training program and who should go, what they'll learn, and when it is.
Sure, absolutely, pleasure, of course, yes. As you said, Colin, we ran this terrific course last year in Cardiff. Terrific because we loved it also. We enjoyed it, and we hope that people enjoy it as much as we loved putting it together. There is something really interesting to be said, right up front. Most inventory forecasting courses, that is courses that they emphasize demand forecasting, supply chain forecasting, inventory replenishment, inventory optimization, inventory management, and even, I dare say, all the textbooks in this area, and that would be all the textbooks, not most textbooks. All of them, they are built upon one important fundamental assumption, that inventory records are accurate. That is exactly what is going on. So all courses, all books, they start with an important assumption, sometimes explicit, sometimes implicit. The records are correct. So if your input and all your data is correct, then of course the focus is on optimizing the policies and the processes, and this is what these courses and books they talk about. But as we have discussed already, our research, and of course research of other academics and practitioners, shows that in reality the records are wrong up to 70% of the cases. And of course this changes everything. It means that inventory management needs to be rethought from the ground up. And this is precisely what this course is about. It is the first of its kind internationally that puts inventory record inaccuracy at the center of the conversation.
Brilliant. And what was the feedback we got from the course this year, or last year, I should say now?
Yes, I don't know, Christoph, Yacine, you want me to? The feedback was, please go ahead.
Yeah, the course was very well received. So we received a lot of positive feedbacks on almost all aspects of the training. We also received a lot of valuable suggestions for improvement. So, for example, to introduce further interactive tools, to bring the ideas we shared to life, trimming back perhaps some of the more technical detail to make it more accessible to participants that are not data scientists, and even refining the catering. So we'll all take that on board and use it in the upcoming course in 2026 to enhance the content and the overall experience.
Yep, and I think that's on December the 9th and 10th. You can find details on the ECR website. Well, look, it's been a pleasure working with you for 10 years. Absolute pleasure. I think that the learnings are immense. I feel that the momentum's building behind the work as well, with some, from your side, many academic journals now becoming more interested in what is being said. We'll carry on working. We've got more research projects up and running, and we've got more training courses, and here's to another great and successful 10 years. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. Thank you for joining us, and thanks to all the ECR Retail Loss community for the sharing of their knowledge, their research and latest learnings that ensure that we become truly a global platform for learning. My name is Colin Peacock. This is the Sell More and Lose Less podcast, and if you liked it, please subscribe so you automatically get all future episodes. And also, if you think your colleagues and friends might also like it, please ask them to follow ECR Retail Loss on LinkedIn and tune in to our next podcasts. If you didn't like it, then let us know and we'll try and fix it. Either way, see you next time. Thank you again.